Welcome to The Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'm your host, Meredith.
And I'm your host, Cass.
Let's have some fun.
We're going to talk about scary drivers.
So we're going to keep spooky season all month long?
Yes.
I'll keep it.
Yes.
Julia did it for us.
Yes.
So
I love the new
keyboard.
drums. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like drums, right?
Yeah,
But she did everything on my computer.
It was like, oh my God, Jason is right behind me, waiting to stab me with his hockey stick.
Her and I sat.
Yeah. Michael Myers.
I don't know, yeah.
I don't I get Jason and Michael Myers mixed up.
Anyway, so I wouldn't know. You know this.
Did you ever see those movies? No.
I mean, I know of them.
Yeah, I know.
So it was so neat because there's just so much that you can do in GarageBand.
Mm-hmm.
And so it shows you how the keyboard can work, and it turns into like, all the different numbers and letters or something.
Yeah.
So there was 5 different recordings that we had to do to try and keep that all together. So one was just like foot stomps,
Yes.
but we had to go through, there's probably 300 different sounds just in that. So there was one like that was called the boogie something. And, we were trying to find all those. Yeah. So then she had to go, on some of the stuff. It was so fun.
Were you guys just playing with
so
it when
excited.
Steven wasn't home?
Well, it's my computer.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, Steven's not here. Let's go fuck with his keyboard.
No. He's had 34 episodes of his own drums. I think it's Julia's time now. Oh, gosh.
That's great.
Yeah, so we'll do spooky season all month long,
all
then,
October.
I guess. Yeah.
Yes.
It'll be fun.
Spooky
season.
So, like I said, today we're going to talk about scary drivers.
Wait, that's every time. It's been a spooky podcast.
It's been a spooky year for everybody, right? Mm-hmm. But I do have a really funny story about driving today. So so I just want to shout out to this person. If this was you right outside of Mundelein walking down the sidewalk, I loved it. So I'm driving and I'm like, how am I going to describe what this guy was doing? Because I'm such a rule follower. I won't pick up my phone and like record. He was walking down the street. I shouldn't even say he, because he may identify as a they. Mm-hmm. So they were walking down the street and every step he took was like another dance move. He would put his arms out and then he'd put one up and then he put the other up. And at first I thought he was doing kind of like a walking workout. Oh. But then I saw him like shimmy. You know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, that's in every workout. I shimmy when I run.
And then he was like, boom, 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 bouncing his ass.
And then you knew. Then you knew.
Like, does everybody see this kid doing this down the street? It was so funny. I was laughing so hard. It made my day.
Oh, that's awesome. That was today, you said?
If that was you dancing down the sidewalk in Mundelein today, thank you. You made my day.
Are you a good driver, do you think? Do you think all other drivers around you are bad?
No. But also what happened today.
Oh.
I shouldn't say right after that, about 10 minutes after that. I'm cruising. I'm doing like, the speed limit's 50, so I'm doing 60, keeping up with traffic.
Yeah.
And there was a space in front of me, but there was literally nobody behind me. And this motherfucking Jeep decides to pull out in front of me. I had to slam on my brakes. And then they proceeded to drive very slow, check their rear view mirror.
Oh, no.
And then, they
didn't even see you, I bet.
They did not even see me. Probably, I have that weird color car, too. It's like a khaki color car, so I probably did. And it was kind of rainy out today. Yeah. I didn't have my headlights on, though.
Yeah, they weren't paying attention.
So they should have freaking seen me. Mm-hmm. So then the speed limit goes from 50 to 45, and we never made it to 45.
Ever. Oh, interesting.
And I was like, what the fuck? So then we're sitting at a stoplight, and I was this close. It's very small amount for everybody listening. I was this close to getting out and walking up to her window, and when she rolled it down, what? I want to be like, I want to see what the asshole looked like that fucking pulled out in front of me.
That gave me stress right here. Do you see my face?
Usually I'm just like, man, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, I wanted to murder this bitch. And I knew it was a chick because it said, silly boys, Jeeps are for girls on the back of her Jeep. And I just want to fucking rip that shit off. I was so angry. So no, I don't consider myself, I think I'm a vigilant driver.
Yeah. So I think I'm great and I think everyone else sucks. That's why I asked you.
I mean, I see a lot of sucky people, but I always, literally, I'm not even lying when I say this. I'm like, you don't know what they're thinking. You don't know what's going through their head. I've had days where I'm driving home from work and I'm like crying. Yeah. And I'm like, and then I'm like, oh God, I'm in the left lane. I should get over for everybody else.
So do you cry often after work?
No. But you have those days, just every once in a while, it's like it was a terrible day and just like nothing was going
You
right.
look like you're going to cry now.
It's because I'm laughing so hard. But you know what I mean? Like every once in a while you have those days. You have to have a good cry. I was actually just talking to Sam on the phone and I was like, I had a good cry the other day too. Sometimes, you know what? I was really depressed after I came back from vacation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This week's been rough because I went to Colorado.
Hard. Yeah. We were both on vacation.
And I get home and then just had so much to do on Tuesday and was just exhausted.
You went to work the day after vacation.
I could not fall asleep till 3 a.m.
Oh, my God.
And then had to get up at 6 a.m. to run up to some stores.
No.
Yep.
I'd have been like, nope, sorry, not coming in today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I usually try to take the day after vacation off.
Oh, yeah. I missed it somehow. So I put it in ADP. We use ADP. I think a lot of people use that workforce. I put it in. So my boss approved it and knew. I forgot to add it to like the calendar that everyone sees. So then I panicked because people were adding meetings to like Tuesday. And I'm like, oh no, I really need to take that day off because I'm flying in so late.
Yeah.
We were leaving Colorado at 8:30 or 9 o'clock, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And then not getting back. And then by the time you wait for the shuttle to get you to your car,
right.
and we're about an hour or so from O'Hare.
Yeah.
So it was just a dumb move.
Yeah.
So I still had to work on Tuesday. I didn't want to have to push everything. But then what happened was it was so meeting heavy that I tried to like what I knew I could push, ended up making Thursday and Friday unbelievably busy.
Yeah.
So it's just been a long week. So I was kind of like, wish I was back in the mountains.
Yeah.
But
we all do.
And I mean, that saying, everyone says it, you need a vacation after the vacation.
Yes.
And that is so true because you go on vacation and you just want to get home and you almost want to kind of like just relive or just, relive the high or just unwind from
you gotta
everything.
Do laundry.
And,
you got to get ready for the week.
Yeah. So I made the mistake. So I'm pretty exhausted today just because I did it to myself. But, this weekend will be great. So I'll catch up.
We went up to the cabin so we can drive there. It's about 5 hours away.
Yeah.
We just went and went where social media doesn't work.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely wonderful. You did that too up in the mountains.
Yep.
In the mountains. And so we were supposed to stay till Sunday, and Johnny had gone up even before I did. So he was up there for like 14 days. You know?
Wow.
Yeah, it was really nice. And he was like, you know what? I was kind of thinking about going home on Saturday. And I was like, I probably should too, because we have, it's a cabin we stay in, but we bring blankets, pillows, towels, clothes, all sorts. I was like, I have like 30 loads of laundry to do, which I'm still doing. I've been doing it all week and I'm still doing it. And, unpack the cars. We bring a shit ton of food with us, a shit ton of booze with us. Actually, I was trying to pack the cooler, empty the fridge of all leftover food. I had to take half the booze out of the cooler that we had left over.
To bring the food.
To fit all the food.
Priorities. Especially on vacation.
So then I just had a laundry basket full of Trulies and
oh my gosh.
claws.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but we had fun.
And you own this cabin with other families, right?
Yeah.
So someone's always up there every weekend?
Yeah, in the summer. Yeah.
In the summer. Okay.
Yeah.
So no one usually goes up in the winter. Is it too hard to get to in the winter?
Well, I think you could get to it because there are people up there that live there all year long.
Oh, okay.
But we don't have any heat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a wood burning stove?
There's a fireplace.
Oh, there's a fireplace. Okay.
Yeah. So no heat, no air conditioning. So we pick our times strategically. To go up.
Sure.
So September is usually pretty good. I think 2 years ago we were up there in October. It was snowing, which was
so it was cold
nice.
Overnight, but just kept the fireplace lit.
Yeah. I'll sleep in the recliner in the living room, and I just wake up every 2 hours
and put more wood on. Oh, okay.
I can get the cabin up to 65, which is pretty comfortable when it's only 30 outside.
Absolutely, no, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, the first night I got up to the cabin this time, I slept on the recliner and it was chilly up there. It had been raining all day. Every time I drive up there, I drive through like a torrential rainstorm, and it's just like white knuckle, like, ooh, and you try to pass a semi, and it's all like, ooh.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Why are you yawning?
I don't know.
Spooky.
Yeah.
It's ghost stick in your mouth. It was that long week after vacation, right?
Oh, my gosh. It's crazy.
So it's Happy Friday.
Yeah.
Today's actually Friday.
We're actually recording on Friday, everyone.
TGIF.
This morning, I had to go to the DMV.
Dun, dun, dun.
So they were very
Patty
polite.
And Selma working.
Yeah.
Patty and Selma.
They were very polite a couple months ago and sent me a letter telling me that my license was expiring because I was having a birthday.
Ooh,
next week.
You could be birthday girl. Big birthday girl.
So
How old are you? 25?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So they were super nice, and they sent me a letter 2 months ago, and I put it in the cabinet or whatever, in the junk drawer.
The drunk drawer.
And got up like early in the morning one morning and thought, oh shit, my license is going to expire and I have to travel the next 3 weeks for work.
Yeah.
So I got up really early, stressing out. I get over there. Luckily, they just have a board there that says make an appointment. But when I did it online a couple days ago, it was telling me the next appointment was the 20th. And right now, today, we're talking, it's the 8th.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was like,
wait,
and I'm traveling the 18th.
You
so
thought you thought you had to take the driving test?
So I thought I had to take, so I tried to do it online and it said you cannot do it online.
Oh.
Number one, I had to pay. Number two, I had the written test.
Yeah.
And they were talking about vision. But because of COVID, they no longer do the vision right now.
Because they don't want everybody's faces on that thing. Yeah.
And plus they probably don't want to use Lysol
Speaking
wipes.
of COVID, we were supposed to have a guest this week and they ended up with COVID.
And then they end up with COVID. Yeah.
Which thank God we weren't like, oh, you're not feeling well? I'm sure you're fine. Just come over.
Oh my God.
You
don't trust anybody anymore.
No.
Someone says they got the sniffles and we're just like, nah, stay home. See you in a few weeks. Just to be sure. And sure enough, we got the message, right? Oh, brother. So anyways. So luckily, I get there and I played dumb. I'm like, oh, I didn't know I had to make an appointment. Oh, sorry.
Oh, really?
And he was like, okay, he was probably sick of hearing that. Like, you stupid dumb blonde.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
Do you live under a rock? So you scan it. And I got there at 7:30. My appointment was at 8:20.
Nice.
So still sweated. Still had some, like swampy ass because I was sweating getting there. It's spooky season. You got to talk about swamps.
Oh, God. The scary swamps in my pants. It's the creature from the Green Lagoon.
They were super, super nice. But as I'm in there and I'm sitting and I'm looking around and it's just older people, like, because they do the morning, right? Because it's slower and, and I see that one person didn't pass his written test.
Oh, God.
And he's asking them, what now? What do I do? And they were like, come back tomorrow. And
my God.
and then you know what happens is, so these people are all very nice. I have to say, they are all very nice.
We were talking about that. I've never had an issue at that
No,
DMV.
never
It's
at the one at ours.
DMV.
Yes. But what happened was, I think maybe he has tried a couple times.
Oh, no.
And the woman at the counter said, just come back tomorrow. Well, someone behind the gentleman said, you're closed tomorrow. Like, because obviously they were protecting this man who didn't pass. So then someone else yells, oh yeah, we're not open till Tuesday. So this older gentleman who failed is trying to figure out what everyone's telling. You know how that, because he was older and
getting overwhelmed.
And he's getting overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Okay, when am I showing up? I didn't pass the test. What do I do now? And they kind of had already excused him.
Oh, no.
Like, we're done with you. You failed. Come back when we're
Goodbye.
open again. And he's trying to ask questions, but she's helping another person. And so she's kind of being a little sharp with him. And you could just see he's panicking. So I saw someone else. I actually went to go like maybe tell him come back Tuesday, and someone else stepped over and kind of put their arm around him. It was another gentleman and said probably something about you have to come back on Tuesday.
Like, but how am I supposed to drive? I don't have a license.
Oh, he walked right out and got in his car in his big old caddy. So yeah, so I felt bad for him.
Why do old people drive like the biggest boats too?
Well, so when they hit something, it's like it's kind of over and done, and then you just keep going. You know what I mean? You hit a curb, you're protected. Someone hits you, you're good. Keep going,
So I was working in a very rich neighborhood today.
Oh.
And there's a lot of old people there. Like, you can tell it's a lot of old money over there, you know? And, like, it's a lot of newer houses, but it's a lot of old money. It's a lot of old people that shop there. They all, they were probably alive during the first stock market crash, the second stock market crash, and they're just waiting on the third one.
Okay. It's kind of like who I was around today in the morning.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I went outside to take a break real quick because, I'm doing these lovely resets.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm going to have a smoke because I've been here for 4 hours already and I'm not even halfway done. So I go out to smoke and I'm just like sitting in my car smoking, and I'm like looking at TikTok and I just keep hearing horns honk. It's all these old people. They just start backing out of their freaking parking spots without looking. Well, because they're old, they probably can't turn their neck.
Well, the cars that they have are probably 10 years old because
dude, I watched. This is another one. The other day, I'm wherever, and I'm parked. I'm getting ready to go in, and this old man comes whipping in a brand new Mercedes.
Oh, okay.
Brand new.
Okay.
And he had to back in and out about 4 times. And I sat there, like, I was ready to get out of my car, but I'm like, is this motherfucker going to hit my car? Like, and he came so close to the car.
And he was an older gentleman driving this fancy car?
Super fucking old.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say they buy these cars like 10 years ago, knowing that it's going to be their last car they ever buy. And those cars didn't have backup cameras. You know how every car now has a backup camera?
I don't fucking have a backup camera.
How old's your car?
10, well.
Yeah, see? But that's what I'm just saying. They buy these Cadillacs, but 10 years ago they didn't have cameras.
Yeah.
So they're just backing up hoping that someone will stop.
They fucking get honked at.
Yeah. Oh, it's their time. The morning and the early afternoons, it's their time though.
I mean, it's their time.
Because
they own
rush
the fucking
hour,
road.
Well, obviously. Yeah. Obviously.
Big fucking boats.
Yeah. Oh, so back to the DMV.
Yeah.
So that was one.
People.
Oh, I was making notes. I was like, we're recording tonight. This is great. Okay. So I was making all these. I have so many stories for you today, all on DMV. So first of all, thanks to all those people that have to put up with all of us. I'll tell you my story too. It's very scary. Can you imagine being the person that does the driving test with them?
No.
These 16-year-olds or, the new drivers.
I'd be like, oh, wow, you just went through that stop sign.
Don't mind that semi.
That's cool. Just pull right out in front of them. I don't care.
So the poor gentleman that failed, he was on my right side. On my left side is a gentleman that decided not to wear his hearing aids.
Oh, God.
I have a feeling he thought he wasn't going to get his license. He was also older.
Because
so the woman is at the desk and she says, do you wear anything that can impair blah, blah, blah? And he goes, huh? And she goes, do you wear anything? Like, do you have glasses? And he goes, yeah. And he pointed at his ears and he had his glasses on. And she said, well, do you have them on now? And he said, what? My hearing aids? And she asked him again, are you wearing them now? Like, she was just like, what the fuck, And he was like, nah, I'm not wearing them now. And she was like, listen to me.
When someone can't hear you, you try to pronunciate.
Yeah,
very
you could see she was very animated. Do you have anything that will impair your blah, blah, blah? I'm like, is it not being able to hear enough?
Oh, God.
So that was the left side. And then, so these people are used to it. It's been going on forever, right?
I couldn't imagine working
So they
there.
have 3 different colors on the floor. You first enter and they tell you stand on the red line. Every single person that went ahead of me said, huh? And they said, go to the next red line. Every single person.
And they're looking around.
So by the time I got up there, I was like, I got this. I'm going to the red line.
Going to the red line, correct?
Yeah, all right.
Is that where I'm supposed to go?
Is that where I'm supposed to go?
Okay.
So now what they do is they check you in, they give you a number, and then she says, all right, go to the next red line. And I'm like, I actually had to think about it. I turned around and almost started going backwards.
Which way do I go?
Exactly.
Do I go where I came
because
from?
Because the red line looks like a roller coaster through all the stuff. So anyways, I turned around. I went to the next red line. They take your picture first now.
Ew.
Yeah, they take your picture first. They don't even warn you. They warn you. They say smile. But they take your picture first. Then you go do all your paperwork, your tests, and you pay. Before, if I remember correctly.
They're really thinking you're going to pass that test, huh?
Hey, stop. Prepared. You don't know. Ain't nobody know the story yet.
They're really prepared for everybody to pass. They're like,
everyone's like, what? She failed a written test?
We'll just keep that on file.
Keep listening, listeners.
There's a twist. There's a spooky twist to this story.
Spooky. So they take your picture. Actually, mine turned out very well. And then she says, all right, now we're only on red lines.
It never happens.
Then she says, follow the green to the next red X. Do you know how confusing that would be for anyone?
God.
So for me, obviously, it was fine. So I follow the lines to the X, which leads to the chairs.
Around looking lost.
Yeah. So I sat down at the chairs. Then they say your number. So I was A118 to counter 5. No problem, right? I got that.
Yeah.
The person next to me didn't know that he was 117 to counter 4. So I looked at him. I'm like, you're 4. He goes, what? No, I'm 7. I'm like, go to counter 4.
Oh my God.
It's already.
Like, do you have your hearing aids?
Yeah, not the same guy. You're pretty close. Oh gosh. So
that's so nice of you, though.
I already got swampy ass because I hate doing any of this kind of stuff. Sweating, my armpits, I'm probably glistening on my face. I'm shiny. And she says, you have to take a written test. And I'm like, oh my God. So they give you a stylist. And then you walk over to the computer. She'll tell you what computer. I was computer 5.
Yeah.
So I'm trying. I never use a stylist. I had no idea. I had to save from COVID.
Oh,
they want you to use a stylist.
Okay, as I sneeze.
So I'm hitting this screen and it's going tick, tick, tick. I'm using the wrong side of the stylist. The other side has the soft spot, and I hear myself go, oh my God. So I flip it over, and then because I kept trying to hit it, it said, do you want to click? Are you ready? Or whatever.
God.
I'm like, oh, geez. So
I think so.
I realized that I still have a motorcycle license.
Yeah.
So it comes up on the screen that I need a written driver's test and a motorcycle. I have not taken my motorcycle out in 5 years because a car almost hit me and Steven on a rainy day.
Yeah.
And I dumped it. It landed on him. And I thought, nope, not worth it. Him and I are going to go get our motorcycle licenses again.
Yeah.
So I saw that pop up and I thought to myself, oh, well, it doesn't matter if I fail or not. I'm just not going to do I don't care. If I pass it, fine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take 3 tries.
Right.
Well, that's exactly what happened.
You failed
I did the written test. I went to go do the motorcycle test and I missed 3 questions. You have to get 15, and I missed 3 of them. And there were ones that I don't even remember learning years ago.
I know you were telling me about that one about turning on the inside,
or
the outside,
or the middle when you're coming from the right.
I wouldn't know.
I don't know. I don't know what the answer would be. So I got that one wrong. Another one was that when you're coming up to gravel on a bad day, do you just release everything? Do you not move any? So for me, if I'm driving on a rainy day and I see gravel come up, I'm going to reduce my speed, or I'm just going to leave what I'm doing because the bike will do. It said I was wrong. And there was a third answer on there that I didn't make sense. I'm thinking, man, was that the answer?
You're like, slam on your brakes very aggressively. There were 3 and freak out.
Yeah, exactly. Scream. I don't know. So there were three questions I missed, which are totally sad, but I wasn't worried about it. So I walked up to the counter and I said, I passed the written test. I failed the motorcycle test. I'm totally fine with that. I have not driven in 5 years. We can just take it off. She goes, no, go try it again. I said, no, I don't want to put myself through it. Yeah. Not going to need it. Yeah. I'm going to take the class again, the course again with my son. And she kind of looked and she's like, well, you're going to have to go back around again because we got to take it off.
Oh my God.
I was like,
go back to the red line.
Oh my God, she did. And there were people standing there. So I had to wait in line again. This whole process was 30 minutes. I took my time on the written test. And I was just like, I am so sorry. So I go back to the beginning and the lady's like, what are we doing here? And I'm like, I'm so sorry.
You're like, I failed. Sorry.
And she said the same thing. She's like, go try it again. You have 2 more times or else you're going to have to come back and do the test. And I said, you know what? I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
Just, whatever. So you could tell they were like aggravated. She's like, go back around. They got to take your picture again. Go back around. So I thought they were going to charge me again for being an idiot, but luckily they didn't. They were very nice.
Why would they have to take your picture again?
I think it's the way that they registered
they printed
it.
Both of them.
Yeah, they probably did.
They had to throw it away.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, so maybe I'll get both and I'll keep my motorcycle license.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
There you go.
No. But no, that wouldn't be good because I don't think I would know how to ride anymore. I mean.
Are you selling it?
Yeah. Actually, Steven does not want me to sell it, but it's not a bike for him.
No.
He needs a different one. Yeah. So it's definitely.
Do you know what a Sportster is?
Yeah.
Is it bigger or smaller than a Sportster?
It's the same size.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, I figured that would be a good size for Steven.
Yeah. He needs something a little bigger, I think.
And bulky like that.
Yeah, he would definitely need something a little bigger. So, and you know what else?
Mom, what kind of motorcycle did you just buy?
Yeah.
Text me and tell me.
Yeah. So yeah, she's always been a rider.
I know.
Yeah,
always.
A driver, I should say, a driver.
And a rider.
Yeah, right.
Rider and a.
Yeah.
She used to, I would be on the back and she would stand up driving.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, holding on. And she'd be like, just relax. I'm telling you, it works every time. I only dumped the bike once.
All right, so we went through the red, and now we have to get through the green to get through, like, to the cashier.
Yeah.
And then there's yellow X's to stand in line at the cashier by the windows.
You know, I've been in that place a million times, and I can't even in my head imagine where all these fucking lines are.
Yes, I know.
It's not that big of a place.
It's not that big of a place. It's kind of like you have to cross over all the lines and the people, excuse me, to get to where they want you to go. So sure enough, older people, and I'm not saying anything bad about them. I just feel like it's confusing when you just want to go get your license.
Yeah.
You're already nervous about taking the test. There were a lot of them taking driving tests. So then go stand by the yellow by the window. So this woman is trying to point to like, I'm telling you, it felt like it took her 5 minutes to be like, it's right there. And it's like 4 feet, 4 squares on the floor.
Oh my God.
Go stand over there on the yellow by the cashier. She's like, where? Over there by the windows. Which windows? You mean by the computers? No, the yellow on the floor or on the wall? I was like, oh God, just walk her over there.
She's like, everything's kind of yellow in here.
Yeah. So anyone that's been to a DMV, if you have come across crabby people, there are reasons. And the people that were the customers there also have reasons, though. Like, it's very confusing. Yeah. And I did get one question wrong on my written test.
Well,
and it had to do with the bus.
They freaking word it weird.
Yeah.
And you have no idea. You're like, you question how you've survived this long.
Yeah.
Because they give you scenarios that you've either never been in or you never thought that hard about, you know? Like, and you're just like, well, shit, how did I do that? I don't remember.
Do you know that a red sign came up? I knew what it was. And do you know I questioned myself? Because it gave me 3 answers.
Oh, God.
And it
You're
said,
like, oh my God, do I yield?
Yeah, when you see this, what do you do? And it said, I choose whether to go through the intersection. Obviously, I yield to anyone else that's joining me at this crossroad, or I stop completely. And I'm like, is that really a stop sign? I'm like, stop it.
God.
Just answer the question. And then it said none of the above. Then the question that I'm thinking where it says to stop completely and then look everywhere, you know how you would do at a stop sign. Right. But then it said none of the above. I'm like, oh, is it a trick question? It was ridiculous.
I'm questioning my whole driving.
I'm questioning everything.
You know, knock on wood, I'm almost 40 years old and I've never had to
we were
take the driving test or the written test.
Yeah.
Because, knock on wood, I guess I'm a good driver then.
Right,
because
right.
They just mail me a piece of paper and I go online and pay it and they either mail me a new license. Like, my picture on my license, I think they finally made me renew it like 10 years ago. Because otherwise it was my picture from when I was 16.
Oh, okay.
I had somebody look at my license when I was probably like, I'm going to say like 26 or something.
Yeah.
They're like, this isn't you. This girl has braces. And I was like, because I was fucking 16 in that picture.
Oh my God.
It did not look like
Oh my gosh.
It was terrible.
I did go through a time where they would send me the sticker. It would be automatic.
Yes.
Just
I had
send your
those.
money and here's your sticker.
Yeah, they stopped
on the back
doing
of them.
that. Yeah, they would just like send you a new. Well, I think they sent me the paper copy, right?
Yeah, and then eventually
And
would
then
send you.
they
That's
give
what I
you a
have.
new
I have
one.
the paper one
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah.
So I've had to take one written test, and that was today. But I think it's because I did get a ticket for holding my phone.
Because you're naughty.
I know, and I did get a speeding ticket.
Naughty.
But that was probably 7 years ago. So I'm like right so close to
because
dropping off.
you've gotten hit by the speed cameras, right?
No, by a red light camera.
A red light camera.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for those speed light cameras to come from Chicago. We'll see.
You
Every time I go to get the mail, I'm looking for my name. I'm like, nope, good.
Gotten it already.
It was only 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
I know. It takes about a month.
Yeah, you might have one coming.
I do have one coming. I know for sure. I was following
Dude.
a van. So you go through all this construction and it says photo enforced. They're full of shit. It's not photo enforced.
I know.
But guess what?
I was
It
like,
was
what do
photo
they?
enforced.
I'm like, what do they mean by that?
Yeah.
Photo enforced.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't see any helicopters. I don't see any cameras.
Yeah.
Is that just to scare you?
No, you know what it is? It's a van that has a strobe light on the back of it that takes your
Shut
frickin'
the
I'm
fuck
waiting.
up.
It was down our main road that we take everywhere. And I'm looking at all these signs that says photo enforced. I'm like, there's no way. These have been here forever. And sure enough, there's a white van unmarked. It's like a small, like, I don't know if it's a Nissan. And on the back of it, you see a camera and it's strobe lights, and it got me.
Shut up.
Yep. I saw it.
I've never seen that.
I have never seen it in all the construction that happens around here.
Now that's spooky.
That is stupid, is what it is. It's spoopid.
It's spoopid. It's spoopid.
This is spoopid.
Because I'm always like, that's why I love Waze.
Oh,
Waze
yeah, lets
tells
you know
me
everything.
Speed camera ahead, red light camera ahead, police officer ahead.
Is that because someone's in there clicking like every time, like a passenger? Or...
Well, I think the speed cameras and the red light cameras never move.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, right.
So
Right.
Those are like once somebody enters them in or however that happens, they're in there forever. It's railroad crossings too, which I hate. I always like tap my screen because I hate when it tells me about I don't give a shit about a fucking railroad crossing.
My Google Maps does that now too.
Yeah.
It just shows me a yellow.
Yeah. So but I love that it tells me where the speed cameras are in the city, because just like the speed bump signs, you can't see them in the summer because the trees grow over them. It's a little easier in the winter because all the leaves are gone off the trees.
Mm-hmm.
But so I have that to tell me, and then I can slow down,
Yeah.
And people get pissed and go around me, and then I see the light flash, and I'm like, ha, 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 ha. I was at an intersection the other day that had a red light camera. I saw like 6 people go through like the yellow arrow. Like it turned yellow and there were still people, and that speed camera was like, pew, pew, pew,
oh,
pew,
wow.
Pew, 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 pew. Like it probably took like 12 pictures in the matter of like 3 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah. All those people get tickets. They'll be pissed.
So I go through a yellow light and it's turning red in the intersection as I'm going through, but then I look behind me and 2 more cars go through.
Yeah.
2 or 3.
I know.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's like they don't give a fuck. I see people.
You have to eventually pay them, right? Like what if they were me and they go to the DMV? Is it going to show that they have all these?
They say they'll suspend your license, but I've heard of plenty of people like going to court for them. There's some stipulation. Now, this is just stories I've heard over the years.
Yeah.
I've never Googled it. So y'all can,
do your own research
me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this like stipulation where you are the defendant and the speed light camera is the plaintiff. Well, the plaintiff can't come to court because it's an inanimate object.
Yeah.
So they're pretty easy to get thrown out.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I think it's easily arguable that if you didn't go through the light, you would have caused an accident or a backup, or you would have been stuck in the middle of the intersection or whatever, Like if I know there's red light camera ahead, I slow way down.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if it turns yellow, I'm fucking stopping. But, sometimes I'm crying and I don't notice and I blow through.
Stop with the crying stuff. What the heck is happening here?
You never give yourself a good cry ever?
No.
Come on.
No. I get more
angry
angry than anything.
Well, yeah, I get mad too. And that
you're funny.
Usually when I get mad, I cry.
We should be happy today.
I'm happy today, yeah.
Because we have a new bestie.
Oh my God.
There is no crying today.
I mean, we could cry out of joy and happiness.
Yeah, it would not be sad thinking about anything sad.
Me and Meredith are aunties.
We are.
Again.
Yes.
For like the 400th time.
He's beautiful.
Oh my God.
We are so excited.
I'm so excited.
Cannot wait to meet him. Yeah, congratulations, bestie.
Oh, and it was such a surprise today.
Weren't we laughing? She was sending memes.
She's sending memes.
Yeah.
And then she's like, hey, check it out, you guys. I had my baby. And we were like,
by the way,
what the fuck?
Baby boy is here, by the way.
I'm like, you were just memeing us. You're sitting in the hospital.
Did you like my memes are greater than babies? You can tell we're besties.
And I told her, I was like, oh my God, he doesn't even look like a baked potato.
He does not. His skin is perfect.
Newborn babies always look like baked potatoes.
Oh my gosh.
She has perfect babies.
She does.
She's
just perfect herself, so whatever.
Maybe we're biased.
I'm pretty sure she's perfect. So are her babies.
I always think that because it's like my best friends, they have kids and I'm like, oh, they're so perfect. And I'm like, is it just because I love them to death? Like my sister's kids. I'm like, were my sister's kids ugly? But I just love them to death.
They're handsome.
Dude.
Yeah, they're very cute.
I feel like all babies around me are pretty fucking cute. But then I see babies on the internet. I'm like, God damn, what is that?
I know.
They're born with like a full head of hair and a perfect credit score. And their name is Bradley.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Banker
holy
Bradley?
shit.
Or there. We know what you're going to be.
Oh my God.
I know.
So
So no tears today, except unless they're happy.
Yeah.
So congratulations to our besties. So exciting.
We are so
What a
happy.
great birthday too. You know, it's 10/8/21.
Dude.
That's so perfect.
And how much we love Halloween. How awesome is his birthday party going to be every year?
Yep. Very good. And he's got an older sister that will take care of him. She's been practicing. So exciting. Did you see that article of that nurse?
What?
That decided that the patient, they knew that the patient was going to pass from COVID.
Yeah.
And they had a tube in their, like in their throat for breathing. And she just was like, I'm not going to clean it. And then there was
kidding me?
She didn't set the drip up right. Like, so I don't know the whole story. Obviously, this is only one-sided.
Oh my God.
I mean, I know that all the nurses listening are probably like, oh my God.
I feel...
Especially if they saw this story. So, I mean, she was arrested.
Like, you have a duty to take care of people no matter what, right?
Yeah.
I know it's getting real fucking weird right now in our country with, like, the mandates. And there's still so many people against it. I saw a TikTok... And this kid's trying to get like 20 million signatures on people who are going to refuse to take it.
Yeah.
We've talked about it a lot, how me and you were on the fence. We were off the fence. We were on one side. We were on the other. And, it's just...
yeah.
This is probably part of why I cried the other day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's
is
kind of out of control.
Frustrating. I don't know how everybody else is doing in the world. All I know is what TikTok shows me for the rest of the world. But you know what I mean? Because I don't know anybody that lives in the rest of the world. I only know the United States. And we don't even really know what the fuck is going on each coast. We're stuck in the middle,
Mm-hmm. So
I have friends that work at hospitals, that are like, please go get vaccinated. I have friends and family that refuse to get it. Like, it's just, I'm so tired of it.
I know. And a lot of nurses were commenting on the post. Some were kind of saying... we don't have the whole story here, so we don't want to respond. But some were like, absolutely not. This is not okay. Any of this shouldn't have even come up.
Yeah.
And then some are just like, saying that same thing that you were saying, like, was this person vaccinated?
Right.
We don't care either way, but either way, you take care of people.
Right.
What was her thought on that?
Yeah.
And then another person said, well, how many years has she been doing this? Like, you don't this is the first time she was caught.
Yeah. Now her whole past is going to be inspected.
Right.
And God forbid anybody else died on her watch.
And it sounds like she was in the emergency room or emergency department.
ICU.
Yeah. And then moved to, so.
That's so crazy.
I know, but I mean, it's spooky season, so that's why I'm talking about it.
We're talking about death and spooky.
Yeah. But sure.
Can we not talk about COVID deaths though? Like,
no. I'm just, I was bringing that up because I was just reading the article before you came over and I was like, oh my gosh, I would not want to be that patient. Like, what if you kind of know what's going on and you're like, hey, clean my tube.
Yeah.
And, and I guess someone heard her say, well, he's going to die anyways.
Oh my God. It doesn't matter. You give people dignity until the day they're in the ground.
You want to talk about my trip to the hospital?
What?
So
what?
I had to get some tests done. Routine tests.
Okay.
No big deal.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
But they were like private tests. So you walk in and usually,
like
and
private?
I sent my friend, no. Like, you don't want to like say them out. You don't want to say them out loud.
Okay, I gotcha.
And so, no, I just meant like they were private. Like, I don't want everybody to know.
Right.
Well, I guess that sounded funny, but you know what I mean.
They were personal tests.
Like, I don't want to. Yeah, I get whatever. Anyways, I had to get my boobs squished. Okay. Breast cancer awareness
Breast
here.
Cancer Awareness Month. It is spooky season. You don't want the boobies to be sick. Go get them tested.
So, anyways,
did they COVID test them?
No.
Your boobies.
No. So I walked down the stairs to imaging.
Yeah.
And I say to the woman that I'm here for imaging, and she's like, "Well, what are you here for?"
Oh my God.
And I'm like, mammography.
My boobies.
My spooky boobies. And she was like, Of course, this is my luck. She was like, because I had the mask on, she's like, I'm sorry, what? And I'm like, oh my God.
You're like, my tits. I'm here to get my tits checked out. It's October, don't you know?
So I'm like, don't they just ask your name? Like,
Oh
why,
my God.
know? So then I walked to the second desk. The bitch did the same thing. Like, are you serious right now? Just ask me for my name. I have an appointment.
They're probably like, it's no big deal to them, though.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's a big deal for me.
They're like, is it your ass, vagina, or tits? It's got to be one of the three.
So, I mean, I shouldn't say luckily, but after that got done and I was scarred for life because I had to say it out loud 3 times, twice to the first person, I was like texting everyone. I'm like, don't they just say your name, or you know what I mean? So then this other woman comes up and she's like, all like, so I obviously am very private. And so this other lady walks up and she's like, yeah, I'm here for my colonoscopy. And I was like, okay, maybe I'm just like quiet about it.
What did I tell you? It's either tits, ass, or vagina.
Yeah.
They don't care about any of it.
Yeah, she walked in. She's like, been shitting all night. I'm ready. Check out the insides.
She's like, I'm all cleaned out. I've been farting fresh air all day long.
I'm ready for a Big Mac after this,
Dude,
so please.
Have you seen any of the videos of the people farting after they get colonoscopies?
Oh, God, no.
Oh, my God. And, sometimes it'll be 2 people in one room, like recovering. And like the nurse will be like tending to the other person over there. And this person is just like, is it okay if I fart? And they're all like, yeah, you got to fart. You got to let it out. It's totally natural. Blah, blah, blah. And they will rip these freaking farts. And then the other patient will be like, well, God damn.
Really?
Oh, my God.
That's after a colonoscopy that happens?
Yes.
I don't want to be in a recovery room. Just put me in my car. Leave me.
Well,
Roll up
like,
the windows and leave me. I got it by myself. I know what I smell like.
Everyone says they don't smell, though, because you're totally cleaned out. You got no poop left up in there.
My
so
goodness.
It's just clean air just coming out of you, I think they probably fill you up with gas before they shove the camera up. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
whatever. I know that they do that for some things, so I don't know.
My husband, now we're getting into way too much, way too TMI, but my husband has colon cancer in his family. So
yes.
he had to start getting them young, right?
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
they want to make sure and whatever. So I've had to go pick him up after it. And he is a fearless farter. He'll fart whenever.
Yeah.
So he's just like ripping them. And I'm like, Johnny. And he's like, you're supposed to do it. It's so funny, though.
Oh, man.
Like, you could probably just Google it, like, colonoscopy farts.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
not. You
not.
can find a whole, like,
I Googled enough
media
shit this week. I don't need to add that to the list. No thanks. And our phones are here, so it's going to see that. So my algorithm on TikTok is going to be people farting. I'm going to be sending all of them to you so that you have to watch them too.
I will too. I think farts are funny. So instead of OnlyFans on TikTok, they got Only Farts.
That's so funny. I would actually rather have that than the OnlyFans. I know people are disagreeing with me, but yeah, I would absolutely rather have Only Farts.
I said I'm going to start Only Feet.
Oh, no, stop it.
Why not?
Well, I mean, you're going to make lots of money.
Picture of my little piggies.
Yeah, on the beach, in Daytona.
Yeah.
In the different states, on the highway. Maybe when you talk
open
about
my
all your
door and
bad
drag.
drivers on here, you can also share pictures of your feet driving. People would love that.
Stop in the middle
It gives me
of the
bad
tollway
goosebumps.
and throw my feet out on the road.
Yes. Absolutely not. Stop that. All right. This is spooky gross.
Oh, my ugly ass feet.
Oh, man. I have a question for you. So, when you knew you were going to leave jobs, what were signs that you just knew you were done? I'm bringing this up. I have a reason for this. So,
well, as some of you know, I had asked you a couple times about where you worked.
I mean, this is like 2 years of a time span.
Right.
You would ask and then go back and then you would ask. So
because I was so comfortable at
absolutely.
my job.
We all are. A lot of us are comfortable.
I was learning new things all the time, but it was things that I already had an idea of, and obviously my job is somewhat similar now. You know, I do some merchandising and stuff like that. But I just knew I was ready for a change. I had spent 10 years at my previous job. That was the longest I had ever spent at a job, But honestly, my 2 jobs before that, I spent on and off 7 years at both.
Yeah.
At
So
each
you're
of
committed
those.
once you get a job.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. You know, when I was young, I kind of job hopped a little, but who doesn't? You know? Because like my first job I only had in the summer. So then when school started, I wasn't working. And then I got into high school and I'd work after school. And then, you know, that's like when I was waitressing and stuff. And that's one place that I worked on and off a lot. I had a couple jobs. I job hopped a little bit in there. I worked for a factory. I knew that's not what I wanted to do, you know?
Yeah.
I worked for a couple of them. And it's funny now because like, I'll watch Discovery Channel, like how it's made.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, wouldn't it be cool to work in that factory? And then I'm like, no, just doing that over and over again.
Been there, done
day.
that, right? Yeah.
No, you don't want to do that. So, yeah, I think you just know.
Yeah.
You know. You're going to work every day and you're probably not happy.
Yeah.
And it's not that I didn't like my job, and I made so many good friends at that job. You know, me and you met at that job. Our other bestie, we met at that job. Like, I've met so many great people at that place.
Sometimes I wonder if that's the driving factor to stay.
Probably.
That's where the comfort comes in.
Probably.
You have someone that you can reach out to every day when you're there. You have friends everywhere when you're there.
Right. We'd check in on each other.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, but it was like when I finally said to you, I think actually you said, you know, anybody looking for a job? And I was like, tell me more. You know?
Right.
Yeah. And then I was like, yeah, you know, I think I'm going to do it. And then
Yeah.
Johnny was like, are you sure you want to do this? And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
what am I going to do? Die out at the gas station? You know?
Yeah.
I always joke.
Which you did very well there. And you could still be there.
Yeah. I always joked that the gas station was going to be my retirement, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to work in the store until I was like 60. And then when I didn't want to do shit anymore, I was going to go to the gas station.
Yeah.
Well, the gas station opened up long before I planned it to. And
Right.
everybody there knew, like, because I would always joke about it. That's my retirement. You know,
Yeah.
once that person leaves, I'm going to take their job and that'll be my retirement. And, yeah, so that's the only reason I really went out there. But yeah, it would be a great job for somebody retired, you know?
Yeah. So for me, it was a different reason every time.
Really?
So when I moved to one job, it was just because I was only working part-time at one and wanted a full-time job.
Yeah.
So then I worked at Quill, which was a full-time job.
Yeah.
Then I left there because I decided to buy a business. So then I put all my effort into the business. So I was sad to leave.
Right.
I was leaving because I wanted to do something better. You know what I mean? And I couldn't
Bigger
do both.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Right.
What
yeah.
I thought was
yeah.
a step up. Then I owned the business, and then I sold the business and decided, okay, I got to find another full-time job.
Right.
So I went and did another full-time job. And then I did have it where I could not stand the people I worked with.
Yeah.
It was bad. That was the time that the gentleman brought the gun to the office and was like threatening with it.
Oh God, yeah.
It was very dangerous. Nowadays, he probably should have been arrested, and it was a very bad, toxic, like beyond toxic.
Yeah.
So then I went to another place full-time, loved it. And it was kind of like I just kept getting like better opportunities. It wasn't like I hated.
That's
right. I liked, and along the way, I have made friends along the way.
Right.
I still have friends from 2000 when I worked at Quill, and I still have friends from when I was at Peterbilt, and I still have friends. You know what I mean? So along the way, I've made friends. I never left on bad terms. I never got fired. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Yet.
I have gotten fired.
Really?
But then they let me come back.
Oh, okay.
Because it was just drama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was like a bunch of gossip and drama, and they were like, fuck this. And I was like, well, fuck you, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And then they were like, come back, you're a good worker. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But then it's like you said, I've always moved on to bigger and better things, you know? So I went from waitressing to bartending, which that was a pay increase.
Yeah.
And then I went to the store, which that was okay. It wasn't really like a pay drop, but it wasn't a pay increase either. But over the 10 years, it was definitely worth my investment of time. Right. And then when I came to my job now, then that was
like, even when I came to this one 6 months ago, loved everybody I worked with, just wanted to step over to something different.
Yeah.
Like I had a couple that, you know, the relationships weren't so great, and I was stressed out a little bit. But if this opportunity didn't come up, I probably would still be there.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I left because I was really sad to leave.
Right.
So, me and another coworker were talking about this today, like how someone is getting ready to leave. So, they start calling off, right, a little bit.
There was a couple times where I was very surprised people were leaving.
Yeah.
And there was a couple times where I was like not surprised at all.
Yeah, right.
But
so I guess you just never know because you never, like, we've had a couple turnovers, I would say.
Yeah.
In just these few months that I worked at this job. And I was surprised at one because he was high level.
Yeah.
And then the other ones were, you could tell it was there for a stepping stone and they were moving on.
Yeah.
So I guess it all depends. But we were kind of talking about like how you can tell by maybe a couple of their comments or their work starts to fade a little bit or they're not showing up to meetings or they're calling off.
Yeah.
And, so there's a lot of signs to watch for.
Right.
And those are the ones that you want to reach out for if they're worth it.
If they're worth it.
Right?
Right.
Like
otherwise
years
you're just
ago,
like, yeah, bye.
Yeah, years ago I reached out to somebody and said, let's talk about what you do every day and how can I help you? Help me, help you, help me, help you.
As an employee, you have to be willing to reach out.
Yes, true. Why are we all afraid to reach out?
Because we think a lot of times, okay, so I think that me and you are definitely a rare breed of, I'm doing air quotes, good managers, right?
Okay.
We genuinely care about the employees,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who fucks around, who does a subpar job when they're worth so much more. They could do so much more. Are you going to invest the time into them? Right?
Yeah.
We generally would always invest time into everybody because we wanted everybody to succeed.
Yes. Right.
I remember, because like when I was in charge of like front end,
Yeah.
and you get these 16, 17-year-old cart pushers, right?
Right.
And you would just watch them grow and you knew exactly what they were going to do. They were either going to be there for a couple months and it would get cold out and they would quit, or really hot out and they would quit.
Yeah.
Or they were dedicated.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is going to be a good human being when they grow up. They're going to be like good for the economy, good for the world, good parents, good, you know what I mean? So I still remember this one, Christian. Oh my God. I don't know if Christian was there when you were there, but he worked there. Like he started there when he was probably 16, utility worker.
Yeah.
He'd work all through school, and then he started going to college and he's like, oh, I'm going to college. And I was like, oh my God, congratulations. So every summer he'd come back and he'd still be a utility worker for us. And then finally he's like, I'm graduating college and I'm getting this awesome job. And I was like crying.
I bet.
Right? You just know. And by the time that happened, I was out at the gas station.
Okay.
So I didn't even I would just run into him every once in a while. He came into the gas station, was like, Cass, I got this great job opportunity, this and that. And I'm like, dude, you've worked so hard. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was like one of your kids,
Yeah.
And then another one is Cole.
She looks like she's going to cry again,
I know,
folks.
God. Oh, he's like my children.
Spooky, emotional.
Yeah, but another one was this kid named Cole, and he ended up joining the service.
Okay.
And when he came back for leave, he friended me on Facebook, and I was like, oh my God, how are you?
Yeah. Oh,
and
that's
then
great.
I run into him every once in a while when he was home on, from deployment or whatever. I just saw on Facebook the other day, he's like married now. And I'm like,
gosh,
his wife is so beautiful. And it's like, oh my God, I helped raise you into a good human being.
Wow.
I mean, they were easy to raise, but you get so proud of them.
Yeah.
Whether
whether they were like outstanding 5-star employees or they were struggling, or all the ones in the middle, right? So sometimes you don't have the outstanding, but you have the ones that show up.
Yeah.
And you have the ones that are nice, and you never have to talk to them about, their actions or I think you were even with no matter what level people were.
And I always laugh at one of my favorite cashiers, Connie.
Aw, I know, me too.
I love her so much. She's like my grandma, and she always remembers my birthday. She'll text me on my birthday, "Happy birthday,"
Aww.
And I just
she's
love her
really
so
neat.
much.
She's a really neat person.
Has like great life experience, that she would always share with me, and I loved hearing her stories and stuff like that. And she always said, Cass, you were the best manager. I never heard you yell. And I was like, damn, Connie, I yelled at some people, like I would get emotional about stuff, of course, you got 80 people working up in the front end, and I'd say 60 of them were women.
Yeah.
You know, you all got your periods, you're all a little hormonal, and it's like, well, I didn't get to do that. Nobody gives a fuck. You know, like, you would just like, they would bitch about the pettiest shit, you know?
Let's not say fuck on the clock, everyone.
Yeah, I try not to do that. I would be like, you know what? You just got to deal with it today, okay? You know, I'd have my snippy moments, but
it could be your approach too. You could kind of made it sound like you were aggravated, but then laugh after.
Well, if you come to me in a shitty mood, I'm gonna give it right back.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
true.
Don't be coming over here bitching at me. I just walked in the door 10 minutes ago. Like, what's the problem? Let me help you fucking fix it. You know?
So if you're a manager, a leader of any kind, go check on your people. You don't want them leaving now.
And fight,
we can't find anybody.
Fight for the ones who are worth it. You
fight,
know?
Just fight for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, put your effort into everyone. Because you know what? You could make someone's day. Someone that's like maybe not the greatest employee.
Right.
One conversation of how can I help you could turn them into that good employee.
I believe it.
So we follow, the Clopen follows a lot of like employee tiers and, you know, like toxic leadership and all that. It's really sad, some of the stories that I hear.
I know.
Luckily, I can say I don't think any of them have ever reflected the way I manage.
I hope not.
But, you know, I mean, I read the stories. I'm like, oh my God, I would never do that to anyone.
Right.
Not intentional, of course.
Right.
But yeah, so just, you know what? If you're a manager or a leader, go turn and look at all your people.
Right.
They're working.
Go have a 5-minute conversation with them.
How are you? How's it going?
Yeah.
How can I help you? Help me, help you, help me, help you. I always say that.
You know what? But then you do get a lot of like shitty managers that
don't care.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They're not pulling their weight. I hate that term, but they're not, you know, they're there to manage, not do any work.
I have a good friend that says her boss has no idea what she does.
Right.
So it's just forwarding emails.
Yeah.
Here, can you take care of this? Can you take care of this? Can you take care of this?
Yeah.
It's like, what, you know, and then when she sends something back and says, well, actually, this is something you have to approve, blah, blah, blah. No, and then it gets sent back.
Oh my God.
Stop it. Do your job.
Yeah.
Do your job.
What are you making all that money for if you're just going to sit there and paper push, pencil
How did you
push?
get that job, first of all? But,
well, you know, that's how this world is ran.
Jeez.
How the fuck did these people even come to be in leadership?
I know.
You got me. I have no idea. I didn't fucking vote them in. They're all 90 years old.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
I told my grandma, I was like, it's your fault.
Yep.
It was your generation that voted all these assholes in, so they fucking never left.
I have a surprise for you.
What? You always have surprises.
Woo! Drivingtests.org.
This is going to be a fail. I just told you I have not had to take the driving test since I got my license.
I had to take a written test this morning, so you have to take a test tonight.
Fudge.
Okay, I'm going to show you a sign.
Okay. Detour.
And
with
it's got an arrow
pointing right.
You often see this sign when
there's a detour.
A two-way highway ends. The road is closed ahead. One-way traffic starts. Traffic is merging ahead.
That's my final answer. The road is closed ahead.
Okay, you were correct.
Okay.
A traffic signal with a flashing yellow light means that you must
proceed with caution.
Okay.
Is that one of the answers?
Yep. And just for everyone that wants to know, it said stop and yield to oncoming traffic, proceed with caution, stop and be prepared to obey the next signal, change lanes. So, yeah. When you see a pedestrian crossing an unmarked crosswalk where there are no traffic control signals,
speed up.
You should
speed up.
Turn on your emergency flashers and proceed with caution.
Oh, God.
Warn the pedestrian and proceed with caution. Proceed slowly because there are no signals. Yield the right of way to the pedestrian.
I'd say yield the right of way to the pedestrian.
Yeah, I had that question this morning.
Even though I always say the pedestrian only has a right of way if they're in a motherfucking crosswalk. Otherwise, you shouldn't be crossing the road there, bitch. There's crosswalks everywhere.
They were talking about jaywalking. This sign indicates that you are on. It's two arrows going back and forth. Okay?
Two arrows. One
up, one
down. Yes.
Okay. So this sign indicates that you are on a two-way road, a divided highway, one-lane bridge, one-way road.
Two-lane road.
Two-way road?
Two-way, yeah. Two-way, two-lane, two-way.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
In Illinois, because that's where we're at.
Yeah.
I looked up Illinois. All right, just so everyone knows. Don't come find us. The maximum speed limit on interstates, tollways, freeways, and some 4-lane highways is
70.
Except where otherwise posted.
Oh, then it's going to be 60.
20, 60, 70, 35.
Ooh. I'm going to say 70.
You're right.
Because, yeah, okay. Although generally it's 60 unless otherwise posted. But anyways, see, that's kind of a trick question. You could get that question wrong easily.
It's possible, but we got it right, and so did all of our listeners.
Fuck with your head.
It is illegal to drive if your blood alcohol concentration, BAC, is, right off?
0.08 or over.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So it gives you 0.06, 0.04, or between 0.06 and 0.08. But we all know, we've all seen the signs.
Yeah.
It's 0.08.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you accidentally pass your exit on an expressway, you must make an immediate U-turn and return to the exit. Back up and return to the exit. Reduce your speed and move into the rightmost lane. Continue to the next exit.
It's funny because I've seen people do all of those.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that fun? I know that's why you're laughing.
I've seen people do every fucking single one of those. So go to the next fucking exit.
Yeah.
Y'all act like there ain't another exit ahead. We know you got GPS. It'll tell you where to go.
Recalculating.
Right? God.
If a railroad grade crossing has no warning devices or only a cross buck sign, you should. And it's giving you a picture. There's a little red car. There's nothing there except for the tracks.
Oh, okay. And it just has the white RR
Yeah, it just
sign.
has the white RR
No
signs.
lights,
There's no lights. There's no
gates.
nothing. Right. Okay. So it's just a little red car sitting there in front of the tracks. Increase your speed and cross the railroad crossing. Shift gears and move through the railroad grade crossing. Slow down and proceed with caution. Stop within 100 feet of the railroad crossing.
See, and
I feel like this is tough because I know what I do, but I don't know what's right.
It's a trick question.
I think so.
I'm going to say proceed with caution.
Slow down and proceed with caution.
Yeah.
That's what I picked too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so what does this sign indicate? Now this is 2 arrows, one up, one down, but they're curving, right? Like the left arrow's curving to the left and then, all right?
Yeah.
So it says, what does this sign indicate? A 2-way right turn lane, a 2-way merging traffic ahead, a 2-way road ahead, a 2-way left turn lane. I'll show it to you again.
Wait, a 2-way. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me look at the arrows again. Because the way they word it.
The one on the left is going to the left.
But then when you're this way, then it's okay. So that is called a 2-way left turn lane, which I would call that a both ways center turn lane.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, exactly.
So just so everybody knows what the picture
it's
looks
white
like.
and they're curving to the left, but it's like upside down and right side up.
And that is what I call a center turn lane.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's not only one way, it's both ways.
Yes. Okay. So if you are involved in a crash that causes damage to an unattended vehicle or other property, what should you do?
Drive
Number
off
1.
very fast.
Yes. Or notify the police. Stop your vehicle in an area away from traffic. Leave your name, address, phone number, and license plate number on the vehicle or property. If you cannot find the owner, do all of the above.
Can I look at it?
You may, because that was a lot.
I'm going to say all of the above.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I would say.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
You are driving above the speed limit posted in a construction zone where no workers are present. For your first offense, I think I might have gotten this one wrong. The fine is at least $500, at least $1,000, at least $375. None of the above.
I'm going to say at least $375.
At least $375. You're right.
Really?
Good job.
I didn't think it.
I think I
500 is a little steep.
I think that's what I picked,
first
and
offense?
I got that one wrong.
Yeah.
In Illinois, first offense. Yeah. I was
first
probably
offense.
thinking of like my third, so it's like, no, I'm just kidding. In Illinois, every child passenger under the age of blank must be secured in an appropriate child restraint system.
Oh, fuck.
10, 8, 12, 16 for someone that doesn't have kids. And go.
10, 8, 12, or 16?
Yes.
16.
Okay. Wait. Wait. In Illinois, every child passenger under the age of must
16.
be secured an appropriate child restraint system. Ain't no 15-year-old sitting in a car seat.
12.
Okay, is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. It's 8.
Damn. I'm like, I know some pretty skinny 12-year-olds that could probably still use a booster
no
seat.
No kidding,
You
right?
know what I mean?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they should be up above.
Right,
yeah.
right.
You may find this warning sign.
Okay, it's like what you see going around a curve.
Yeah, right. It's yellow with okay.
Yep.
So on the outside of a sharp curve, in a construction zone, where a lane ends near a winding road.
Oh. I mean, that's like A and D.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's a winding road or it's a sharp curve.
So it's
I'm
okay.
gonna go
So
with
wait,
sharp curve.
All right, because I was gonna say it says on the outside of a sharp curve or near a winding road.
Outside of a sharp curve.
I think that's what I picked too. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
I feel like that was a little bit.
That was. Well, but see, that's how they fuck you over.
I know.
It's like they don't want us to have our don't you want us to have our license so we get in trouble and get tickets and give you more money?
And give you more money? Yeah.
State of Illinois, come on, because you tax us to fucking death.
As you approach a curve that may or may not have that sign from before, it is safer to increase your speed, reduce your speed, drive over the center line, or apply brakes continuously.
I'm going to say reduce your speed.
That's so funny. I wonder if people are listening to this and they're like, that's not what I do. But okay, thanks for letting me know what the answer is when I go to get my license.
I speed up when I go around a curve like I'm a fucking race car driver. Especially if I'm on the inside lane.
Yeah. When being approached by an emergency vehicle, it does show a picture here, but I'm not sure if you're going to need it. Okay, so it's just one following a red car. That same red car that was at the railroad crossing.
You know, they're always getting in trouble.
Yeah,
those red cars.
It is. Yeah,
it's you.
Okay. Anyways, when they approach you,
yes,
increase your speed and pass the emergency vehicle.
Always.
Reduce your speed and keep moving until it passes you. Put your vehicle to the right side. Pull your vehicle to the right side of the road, or pull your vehicle to the left side of the road.
Right side of the road.
Mm-hmm. You're good. You're getting your license tonight, I have a feeling.
Mm-hmm. I think I only got one wrong, and it was how old do you got to be in a fucking car
16.
seat? 16. Well, I was thinking restraints.
Yeah.
But then I was
like seatbelt, right?
Everybody has to wear a
right.
seatbelt.
I'm like, hold on, let me repeat that question. No 15-year-old's got a car seat. This sign indicates.
Yes. Oh, okay. Do not enter kind of bicycles.
Okay, sure. All right. Yeah. No passing zone for bicyclists. Vehicles are not allowed to pass them. Bicyclists must not use this road. Only bicyclists are allowed to use this road.
No bikes.
No
bikes allowed. No bikes allowed.
What does this sign indicate? Okay. Reminds me of Pee Wee Herman.
That is a curvy ahead.
It's like squiggly. The road is slippery when wet.
Always.
There is a steep incline ahead. There are a right merge and left merge ahead.
Jesus.
There is a winding road ahead.
Winding road ahead.
Isn't that like a Beatles song, Winding Road or something? Or somebody's song?
Somebody.
I don't know.
I'm sure.
If you skid while hydroplaning, that damn red car is going sideways by the
Lord,
bus.
Meredith,
All right. I know it's me.
Driver.
I got the red car. Okay, anyways, here's what you do when you hydroplane.
Okay.
You're going to let us know.
Okay.
Release the accelerator, switch off the engine, speed up, or brake hard. And there's no all of the above.
Release the accelerator.
You are allowed to drive on the left side of the multi-lane highway when you are. So
the left side of the multi-lane highway.
Yeah, you're allowed to drive on the left side of the multi-lane highway when you are turning left, avoiding an obstruction, passing another vehicle, doing any of the above.
Any of the above.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that, yes. Yes. Wait a minute.
When following a truck at night, you should always use your high beams, dim your headlights, drive in the no zones, use your emergency flashers.
Use your low beams? What was it?
Yeah, dim your headlights.
Dim your headlights,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
How many questions is this?
Good Lord.
I know.
I feel like I'm at the DMV right now.
I don't know why it says 9 errors. I have no idea. You only got one wrong. When you are driving at 20 miles per hour on the highway, you should drive on the shoulder of the road, in the center lane, in the right lane, or left lane. You're only going 20.
That's kind of, I don't know, though.
Well, you're on a highway, only going
on the
20.
Shoulder. Yeah, the shoulder.
In the right lane.
See? Yeah,
I know, it's weird.
You don't want to drive on the shoulder
I
because you
didn't
might
get that
run
question.
something over.
20 miles an hour on the highway,
But why would you be going 20 miles an hour on the fucking highway? Like, they could be like, your car is breaking down, or you have a flat tire. You know what I mean? Like,
that's very strange.
Why would you be going 20
I'm sure a couple
miles?
people that are listening to this will tell us what's up.
But it literally states on the tollway, like, maximum 70, minimum 45.
I was going to say 55. Yeah, 45. You're right.
You know, like, you cannot go slower than that. Get the fuck off the tollway if you can't go over 45.
I don't even know. All right, one more. When you are turning left and there's a bicycle entering the intersection from the opposite direction, turning left, coming in from the opposite direction, you should honk your horn several times to alert them, yield the right of way to the bicyclist, increase your speed and cross the intersection. In other words, fuck that guy
before
on a bike.
he can. Hurry up, it's a race.
Go straight and make a turn at the next intersection because you're all confused.
Just avoid it altogether.
Yeah.
I'd say yield to the bicycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Good. You passed. There's like 40 questions. We're on 23, but we are done because you know how to drive.
That means I have to go to work on Monday.
Yeah, you do. Fuck. You're allowed to drive.
Fuck.
Well, this was fun.
It was fun.
Yay.
Spooky.
We're just continuing.
Spooky drivers.
You know, everyone that bought Clopen apparel,
oh my God,
is loving it.
Oh my God. The t-shirts
are so soft.
So soft.
Yes.
So I told you when I pulled up, because I bought 2 of the gray Clopen t-shirts and they're so soft. Well, I also have my awesome Anthony Bourdain t-shirt on today, which is also very soft, and it's gray too. And I just pulled it out of the drawer and put it on. And I was like, I'm gonna wear my Clopen shirt today. And I got here and I was like, well, son of a bitch, that's Anthony Bourdain. But
next week,
the Clopen shirts are so
soft. And I got the teal color. I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
When we were in Colorado, there is I think it's called Das Bog Coffee Shop off of Cherry Creek Lane.
Yeah.
I think it's like Colorado Boulevard. There were 2 young ladies working and they were asking me about it. Like, what is this? What is this Clopen effect? Ooh. And the one girl goes, what does Clopen mean? And the other girl goes, you don't know what a Clopen is?
Oh my God.
It's when you close and then open. And then of course the other girl was like, oh my God.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so then we went to get coffee. It was either the next morning or the morning after that. And she was like, I listened to some of your episodes.
Oh my God.
I haven't gotten to any of the guests yet, like you were telling me, but looking forward to it.
Yay, welcome.
Yeah, if they're listening, you guys were amazing. And that coffee shop is really fun.
Is it?
So they sell
we
these
gotta go
ginormous.
We got to go out to Colorado.
Yeah, they're only in Colorado. That's where they're.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's where corporate is
we'll
too.
Just have to take a trip.
They have. I'm holding my hands up here, but they have bags like a small toddler could fit into these coffee bags. And she said there's a gentleman that buys one every week, so he must own maybe.
Gosh.
I'm picturing like a dealership or something, a car dealership that you constantly have to make coffee. It's very good. They were very good. I was very impressed.
Did you have pumpkin spice?
I did not.
Really?
Oh, actually, yes, I did. So here's what I'm doing.
I knew you did because you're a basic white bitch.
I am totally basic. And it was very good. Whatever flavoring they used for the pumpkin spice was very good. Nice. So I think we had it a few times.
Well,
yep,
thanks,
very nice people.
Das Bog Coffee.
It's DAZBOG Coffee.
Das Bog
Yep, they were
Coffee.
very nice. They were very nice.
Oh, thanks for being nice to Meredith. She deserves to be nice to be nice to have people be nice to her.
Well, thanks everybody for listening.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Woo. Have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.
This podcast is brought to you by Nametag Productions, LLC. Entire podcast, unless otherwise stated, written by the hosts. Keyboards, written and performed by my daughter, Julia. The Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. If we have to be all in this together, we might as well make it fun.